What's up, YouTube vinyl community? This is Todd Guy, the Thrashing Zombie here. I didn't have a video last week. Stuff happened. I said the week before that there might not be a video. So, anyway, this is the listening booth. It's the beginning of October, so I figured I'd go through all the vinyl that I listened to. Some of these I've already shown in like vinyl finds and shit. Other ones I just listened to out of blue. So you would have seen some of these in the last few weeks or last few videos, I should say. I did listen to some cassettes, but I didn't keep them out. So we're just gonna do vinyl. And I don't know if you can hear it, but I got this playing in the background. Nervosa, Victim of Yourself. Uh, First one from them, maybe. I don't remember. But that's what is playing. I noticed with my new microphone thing and this actual phone that I'm using, the music does not sound the greatest through the speakers. I don't know if it's set up to do voices better than music. I have no idea, but I know when I rewatched it, I know it sounded like shit, just like it's all distorted or something. I don't know, but anyway, let's get on with this. Led Zeppelin's first album. This is a reissue from 2022. I don't think it says on here. Originally, it's from 1969. And yeah, so pretty good album on here. This is Good Times, Bad Times. Dazed and Confused is on here. What else is on here? Communication Breakdown, Black Mountain Side, How Many More Times. I've been listening to a lot of like extreme metal. So I was excuse me. I want to listen to something like rock, but more mellow, not so extreme. This kind of fit the bill. So along with this one, I would listen to this one before that one. Foreigner's greatest hits, basically. This is records. It's got Cold as Ice, Double Vision, Head Games, Waiting for a Girl Like You, Feels Like the First Time, Urgent, Dirty White Boy, Jukebox Hero, Long Way from Home, and Hot Blooded. Hot Blooded is a live track, and I don't like it. But the rest, it's Foreigner's greatest hits, man. This is all stuff you'd hear on the radio. I remember hearing this when I was a kid. Good stuff. Foreigner records. Let's see. Let's keep going with the lighter stuff. Blue Oyster Cult. Fire of Unknown Origin. I listened to this for the simple fact that I recorded this onto a cassette, the record, and then I was going to do the CD, but I don't have the CD. So I did I have a cord I can plug my phone in and play it, streaming music through the speakers. So I recorded that on there just to kind of gauge the sound difference. I put this on one side and that on the other. I noticed just listening to it that the record sounds better because some of the songs are quieter from the streaming because I didn't actually buy them. I don't think I did. Did I? I don't remember, but I got them from somewhere. Burning for You is the loudest song on there. The rest are kind of not. So, yeah. Best well-known song on here is Burning for You, but this album has a lot of great tunes on here. From Burning for You, Veteran of the Psychic War, Soul Survivor's great, Heavy Metal, The Black and the Silver. Joan Crawford's good song. Don't Turn Your Back. Vengeance the Pact. Blue Oyster Cult. Fire of Unknown Origin. What else we got here for not so extreme stuff? The Claypool Lennon Delirium. This was a Discog Shake record that came up. This is South of Reality. Just the weirdness of Les Claypool and voice of John Lennon's son, um, not Julian. I always forget the name. It was Sean, I think maybe it is Sean Lennon. I don't know. Sounds just like his dad. It's got this cool, weird. It's got the zoetrope thing on here. So yeah, Claypool Lennon Delirium. Pretty good shit, I think. I like it. We got some Poison. Open up and say ah. What does there say about this album? This is a reissue. I still have a um, OG, which has got this cover on it. I think doesn't have the whole thing. Um, why they decided to block it out, because this cover's not that bad. It's just weird, but lots of great tunes on here. Fallen Angel, Nothing But a Good Time. This one has every rose has its thorn. Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Your Mama Don't Dance is on here. First two albums are just great glam, not thrash, glam, hair, sleaze metal. I think it's just good shit. Neil Young, Crazy Horse. Don't know why I listened to this. Not a huge fan of it. Maybe this was one that came up as in the Discog Shake. Still not a Neil Young fan. I bought that for my wife because she thought she liked it, and she kind of did not. When the hell did I listen to Collective Soul? This is a self-titled album. First one I might have heard, I think, maybe. This record sounds good, but you look at it and it's got like a lot of scuffs and shit on it, and it's brand new. Craft recordings, I mean, it says it was the first time on vinyl. It's got December, The World I Know, Where the River Flows, 25th anniversary edition of the triple platinum selling album. It's a great album. I liked it. Listened to that a lot when it came out. Any more? Here we go. The Smashing Pumpkins Greatest Hits. I showed this in a vinyl pickups, I think. I thought I only knew a few songs on here, probably, but listening to it, I know probably 95% of the songs on here. I didn't even realize I knew them. So it sounds good. It's got all the big hits. It's called Rotten Apples, or just the greatest hits. I think I got that at Walmart. Good stuff there if you like Smashing Pumpkins. Okay. That is it for the non-metal type shit. So let's get into the more extreme stuff. I got some just like heavy metal, but it's not super extreme. This is death metal. This is Half. All That Was Promised. It's cool vinyl. Available at bandcamp.com. Yeah, Half. Don't know what else to say about that, but it's not a little deviate from what I'm saying, what I'm talking about here. A lot of these newer bands, I don't like know individual songs and stuff. The simple fact that I listen to so much music, but I don't listen. I don't sit there with the lyrics and read along most of the time, or just chill in the car or whatever, listening to music like I used to. Because I used to do that in the car because I lived with my parents, and it was easier just to do it in my car driving, or I'd sit somewhere and listen to music or whatever, waiting to go to work or whatever. But so now a lot of the new music I do buy, I don't like take it in and remember certain songs or anything. Like Sepultura, I remember this because I listened to this a lot, and I absorbed this because it was new. A lot of this stuff, this newer stuff, I don't absorb it because it's not really new. This was new at the time, you know. When I heard this myself, I hadn't heard anything like this. I'm sure other people or you did before this album came out. Um, but I was a late bloomer when it came to more extreme metal. So, but this, Arise is on here. Dead Embryonic Cells, which is probably the best song on here, even though there are other ones that are great on here. Desperate Cries on here. Murder, Subtraction, Altered State, Under Siege, Meaningless Movements, Infected Voice. You know, do I remember all of these songs? No. I remember Arise, Dead Embryonic Cells, Desperate Cry, and Infected Voice. But I do know that the whole album is good for the simple fact that it's Sepultura, and this is an amazing cover. So, I mean, so many people that do vinyl videos or whatever, they know, you know, who produced it, who was the main songwriter, you know, every person in the band, um, the the riffs from every song. I don't know that, but I do know that there's music that I like, and there are certain songs that absorb into my brain and I remember them. um, Obituary, This Is Slowly We Rot, but um, like this one, I don't, I haven't absorbed individual songs from this, so but this is a good album. Green on Music on Vinyl. Other albums I remember like the next one, Chopped in Half. Later albums, which I heard before, a lot of the earlier albums, which aren't as yeah, weren't as big, like Frozen in Time, and I forget the other one. Like one of them had Redneck Stomp on it, which is a great instrumental, and then Inked in Blood, love that album. And then Dying of Everything was great. And then they are self-titled. Those are the ones I listen to more than their previous ones. So um, there's Vane FM. This is their second album. Came out a few years ago. I can't remember when. It's the Newberry Comics exclusive Brown and Bone pinwheel with gold splatter vinyl. Only 750 made. Obviously didn't sell well because it was in the reduced bin at Newberry's, like $20 maybe. It looks like those Death albums that came out with the pinwheel, sort of. Uh, Thrashy, progressive, something. It's got like samples or something in it, or keyboards. It's kind of weird shit, but it's interesting. So I like the first album. Here's another band that had songs that stuck with me. Um, 3 or 4 on here, maybe. This is Holy Grail, which I loved this band so much. The first 2 albums I thought were amazing. The third album was pretty good. Didn't get as much play, I think, as the first two. Not play. Didn't get as much recognition, I guess. Um, this is their second album, Ride the Void. Starts off with Archias and then Bestia Triumphans. Basically one song. The first song is just like an instrumental thing, and it goes right into the second one. Dark Passenger, Ride the Void. Those songs stuck with me. What else? Crosswinds was I really liked. Too Decayed to Wait. I thought that was great. Reigns of Sorrow. Uh, every time I hear this album, I know I'm like I get into the whole album, just like the first album. Uh, Holy Grail. I loved Holy Grail, but they're no longer together. And speaking of Holy Grail, I also listened to their first one not too long ago. This is Crisis in Utopia. First song I heard was John Blank. What it's called? God damn, My Last Attack. Yeah, My Last Attack. But then Got Fight to Kill, Call of Valhalla, Crisis in Utopia, Nocturne in D minor, The Blackest Night, Mortal Man, Great Chase the Wind, Hologround Requiem, Cheers to Disdain. It was kind of speed thrash with some hints of death metal vocals in there, uh, with some new wave British heavy metal type sounds. It's great. I loved Holy Grail. I'm sad that they're gone, but whatever. And then we got Power Trip's first album. This is a Riley Gale in loving memory of Riley Gale. Proceeds from this album go to the Riley Gale Foundation. The whole story, I don't know the whole story about that. I believe he did off himself. I think maybe he died from an overdose. I don't remember what exactly happened. He was taken too young, though. He wasn't very old at all. 1986 to 2020. So, I mean, pretty young. Bloodshed Marble Red. Yeah. I do actually like the second album better than this one. This one, to me, on here anyway, sounds kind of muddy to me. Might be that pressing. I don't know. But anyway, Belphegor. This is the Devils. Just crazy fucking satanic shit, basically. They make they don't hide the black and thrash kind of almost black and metal. So bass, most songs are right up there in the mix. You can hear the bass, almost garage type stuff, sounding in a way, but tight. So couldn't name you any of those songs. Another band that song stuck with me. This is King Diamond, Abigail. Not so much this album, but the album Them. that those stuck with me more. But you got Arrival, Mansion of Darkness, Family Ghost, Seventh Day of July, 1777, Omens, A Possession, Abigail, Black Horseman. So, yeah, it's another one that I can listen to this and sing along most of the songs. Not that I can do the high falsettos he does, but I enjoy trying when there's nobody around. And then we got another cover I love, Zoth. This is Interdimensional Invocations. Just great covers here. Yeah, there's another one I couldn't really tell you the actual names of the songs or what they sound like. I just like the sci-fi type progressiveness of this stuff. So there's that. Overkill. I guess it's pronounced Relics. Relics, I guess that works. Relics 4. I don't know. This is a reissue, just came out a few months back. I like Overkill, but this is not an album I really listen to a whole lot. I know Within Your Eyes, Bats of the Belfry, Wheels, which it was okay. Play the Ace, Old School. I mean, it's a good album. Overkill's never put out a bad album. Is it a great album? No, not in my opinion. It's not. But it's a good Overkill album. It doesn't compare to Years of Decay or Horoscope or even their ones now, Scorched or Killing Machine. Killing Machine? I don't remember. Too many albums. But yeah, it's a good album. A couple of songs are kind of, yeah. Then we got another Hath album. This is A Rotten Ruin. This is before the All That Was Promised album. Yeah. I'm not going to say too much about that one because it's Hath. And this one, Void, Horrors of Reality. They just released their latest album. It came out last week or the week before. What was that called? It's over there somewhere. I haven't listened to that yet. Uh, but this is like old school thrash, man, with some gothic feel to it. If you liked old school thrash sound and stuff, debut release for fans of Metallica, King Diamond, and Annihilator. Prepare for blistering riffs, haunting melodies, and unstoppable forces of thrashing heavy metal. Phantom Terror colored vinyl limited to 700. This is Orange Splatter. Uh, they really did a good job. This Shadow Kingdom. It came out, and within probably 4 days, I had the album. Other stuff, takes forever for other bands. I still haven't received an album. Still trying to get a refund. This is a crossover type band. This is Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre Super Turbo. It's kind of, it's got a Super Nintendo buttons, and it's kind of reminds me of earlier Municipal Waste. Just band having some fun, as evidenced by the back, and it's got this like puke. I think it's called puke vinyl or something. Press start. Step 1, death. Godzilla v. Berkeley, Dunks of Justice. I Want to Pet Your Dog, which is a great tune. Porta Potty. Tokyo Gore Police. Schlockbuster Video. Robocop is Whoop Ass. Happy Killmore. Nobody Likes You Booster. People Tornado. Fear the Luchagore. The Texas Toast Chainsaw Massacre. Game Over, featuring Cremator of Ghoul. So these guys are like, I don't know if they're actually Gen X, but you can tell everything on the back. That's Sting from WCW Wrestling. This is a Super Nintendo controller, an old Pepsi bottle, corn chips, like a heavy metal magazine, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Just so they're basically like skaters and possibly Gen Xers. I don't know if they actually, if they are Gen Xers, they'd be in their like 40s, and I really don't think they are. But I could be wrong. Good crossover thrash, just fun music to listen to. And we got Decapitated Winds of Creation from Earache Records. It's another album I didn't really absorb much. I'll have to listen to. I think this is an early album, or it's a reissue of like their first, maybe second album. And then we got Ritual Fog with a truly haunting and great cover. I also got the shirt for this, and it's cool vinyl. 20. I got number 27 of 250. Not that it really freaking matters. Transcending Obscurity Records. U.S. death metal sensation unleashed groundbreaking debut, filled to the brim with some of the catchiest songs of 2024. Stuff that blah blah blah. Hindenburg Gatefold LP with UV lamination and a metallic effect. Yeah, metallic effect is the logo, the skull, and the smoke. You can kind of see the difference. Just amazing. I wore the shirt to different stores twice, and both times, both guys were like, "Oh, that's a great shirt. Love that shirt." And then one of the guys said something about the guy that died from Mastodon. I don't listen to Mastodon. I've never been a fan of Mastodon. I mean, I've checked him out, and I just didn't click. I didn't even know the guy's name. I did hear that he died, but I couldn't remember his name. And the guy says, "Sad about so and so," and I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Yo, you know the guy from Mastodon?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, I don't really listen to Mastodon." I'm thinking, this and Mastodon aren't really the same genre. I mean, they're metal, but they're not the same metal genre. So, I mean, I guess most people assume you listen to one type of metal, you listen to all types of metal, and I don't. It's just, thinking that's just crazy. But I do listen to a lot of different metal. Anyway, Tomb Mold, Planetary Clairvoyance. This video is running longer than I would like. More sci-fi, space, death, metal, progressive death metal type stuff. Here's an album I really need to listen to again. The only non-greatest hits. Sodom ever have any actual greatest hits? Sodom, this is the Arsonist, their latest album. I haven't really heard a whole lot about this. I don't know. This is one of their better albums. I don't know if it's actually, hopefully it's actually drawn and not AI. It looks like it's actually drawn, but I could be wrong. They shouldn't be using AI for album covers, I don't think. I'll have to re-listen to this again because, I do like Sodom. And I bought it right away because every time I wait, they sell out or whatever, and then they're never available. So maybe this one just isn't that great. I don't know. I liked it. This is a hardcore band. No Fraud. This is Hard to the Core. It's a terrible cover, but it's from Nuclear Blast Records. Gray cover, like an early Nuclear Blast Records. Manufactured in West Germany. Yeah, not a terrible album. I forgot where I got this from, but yeah, No Fraud. Figured what the hell. And last but not least, the second and last Lazarus AD album. This is Dark Rivers or Black Rivers Flow. This is from Limited Renault Metal Blade. I feel like I got this in the same place I got their first album. I don't remember. Limited Run Vinyl, Backbreaker Records, Nuclear or Metal Blade Records. So all three of them kind of put it out. This gray vinyl. Not as good as the first one. It's still thrash, but it's verging more toward commercialized thrash, trying to get a hit on the radio, I think. So, but I did like this album personally. The Ultimate Sacrifice was good. Black River Flow was good. Light Up a City Up in Smoke, I think was good. So it's another one I have to listen to again. Because I haven't listened to it that much. So that's it. That's all the records. I get to put them away. I'm so excited. Not. I also got to do some cleaning today. Some cleaning records. So that's it. I'm going to end it. Almost 30 minutes. I'm so sorry it took so long. If I stop talking, just show the records. It'd be better, right? I'll try. But anyway, I'll see you at some point. It's that time of year where I'm trying to get everything ready for winter, so we'll see if we have a video next week. Till next time, rock on.